Good morning, everyone. So let's begin. Let me just start by sharing my screen first. Yeah, sharing my whiteboard. I'll first set up the agenda, like what are the questions which we are going to discuss today. And after that, whatever you guys are having query regarding the PBS assignments, we'll take up on those doubts. Okay. So first thing first, we will see a question which is in the name of total bill. I hope that in this question as well, most of you guys are facing challenges like how we can calculate the values, how we can generate the values of it for each unit consumed. Yes or no?
I have done, sir.
Okay, if you have done, then that's totally fine. But we
Sir,
are discussing in here. Okay,
this is already discussed.
where but you're
Repeat
very
once. Repeat
you
once. Sir, repeat once.
सर डिस्कस बाय
Yes, sir.
वेनु सर ने किया था मतलब वेनु सर ने बताया था
okay, but Venu sir only told me to take this question. Okay, so I'll take this question once again. So if you guys have already
Thank
done
you,
it,
sir.
then that's totally fine. If you guys haven't done it, then after this session, you guys can try solving that. Okay. Now after that, we will take strange pattern question. Strange pattern. Then we'll move on to the test cases and edge cases assignment. Is it fine with everyone?
Yes, sir.
यस सर
Okay. So let me just stop my whiteboard and I'll share the screen once again. Okay, so are you guys able to see my screen? Just quickly respond in the chat box. Okay, yeah. So this is this is your first problem, first assignment, right? So in this question, as I can see, division task. Okay, you are given a number, and let us say the floor of 32 divided by n is x. As per the following rules, in case x is 0, print too low. In case it is not possible to generate valid number, print -1. In all other cases, print x. Okay. So can anyone explain like what exactly this question is trying to say? Anything coming to your mind?
Yeah. Actually,
Yeah,
this question was
one person at a time. Raise your hand. I'll ask you to unmute. Yeah. Yeah, Arpit, you were telling, right? Yeah.
एक्चुअली इस क्वेश्चन में ना अपन को 32 से कोई भी नंबर से डिवाइड करना है जो कि हमारे एन में गिवन होगा उसमें
Hmm.
हमको मैट डॉट स्टोर की वैल्यू लेनी है मींस अपन को अगर 4.5 आता है तो मैट डॉट स्टोर उसका 4 होता है उसमें चेक करना
Correct.
है इन द केस ऑफ एक्स की वैल्यू अगर 0 होती है तो उसमें अपन टूलो प्रिंट कर देंगे और उसमें जो एक्स की वैल्यू अदर होती है उसमें अपन एक्स प्रिंट कर देंगे इन केस अगर एक्स की वैल्यू जो है तो उसमें माइनस में जाती है तो अपन प्रिंट कर देंगे माइनस में और वहां से रिटर्न कर देंगे
Okay. So, yeah, I'll explain this question in English as well. So, let's suppose we are given one question, one number in this particular n variable. We don't know what that particular variable, what that particular number is. Okay. But what we have to do is we have to divide whatever number which we are having in the n. We have to divide 32 by that number. Okay. And let's suppose if we are dividing 32 by, let's suppose we are taking 5 at the moment, it will give us 6.4, I guess. Yes or no? If we divide 5 with 32,
Yes,
it's
sir.
6, 30, then 2, 0.4,
Four.
20. It will give me 6.4 as my answer, correct? But what will be the floor value of this 6.4?
6.
6.4 floor value is 6, right?
6.
So this 6, is it equals to 0?
No. No.
No, right? So this case is false. Is it a negative integer?
No.
No. So this case is also false. In all the other cases, we need to print x. So we directly need to print this value as our output. Okay. So
Yes.
Did you guys understood this question? Like what we have to do? What are the conditions
Yes,
which we
sir.
need to follow?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'll just write down the pseudocode of it. Okay. You guys can implement on your own languages. So let's suppose, okay. Okay, I'll repeat once again. So let's suppose that we are having n value. We are having something stored in n. What we have to do is we need to find out the floor value of, yeah, I am explaining that, floor value of the operation 32 divided by n. So no matter whatever value which we are having over here, we need to divide it by, we need to divide that 32 number by that number stored in n. And let's suppose whatever value we are generating, be it in some decimal values, let's suppose 6.42 or something like that, or 5.7, 4.8, whatever you can think, we need to convert it into a floor value. Now, what will be the, what is the floor value of a number?
4.
Lowest.
I'm asking what is the floor value of a number, not for this one.
4.
Approx
Lowest
value
value.
greater
The,
approx value.
the first whole digit towards the towards the backhand side, right?
Clear part percent.
Yes. So let's suppose this is the number line. If this is 0, 4 is over here, 4.8 is somewhere around here, 5. Now, if we consider the floor value, it goes towards the backhand side, and whatever the whole digit it is encountering first, it will give us that value. Yes or no?
Lower natural number.
Yeah, lower natural number, or it can be lower negative number as well, because floor value also work for the negative values, right?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now, what we have to do is whatever value which we have obtained after doing the math.floor of this particular operation 32 by n, we need to check if this particular value, let's suppose this is value which we are taking, if this value is equal to 0 or not. This is the first condition, right? If it is equal to 0, in that case we need to print too low in our output. Else if we'll check another condition in case it is not possible to generate a valid number. Now, what we can consider as a valid number? All the positive integers?
Yes.
Yes or no? All the positive integers are the valid number. All the negative numbers are not valid number.
Not valid.
Okay. So over here we can give a condition. If the value is less than 0, in that case we'll have to print -1 in our output. But let's suppose if this condition is also not working, in the else part, we just need to directly print this value, whatever we are having.
Should be n equal to 0.
Yeah. What?
इसमें n को 0 से चेक करना पड़ेगा ना, अगर 0 से डिवाइड करेंगे तो पॉसिबल नहीं होगा आंसर.
Yeah, you can take that number as well. Over here, value less than 0, and you can take n equals to 0 as well. In that case, you can print -1.
Sir, we can use the return value, return also in n equals to 0.
Yeah, so
Sir,
yeah, yes.
n equal to 0 कैसे?
Let's suppose okay. Let's suppose we don't know what is the value stored in the n, right? We
Yeah.
don't know at this moment. There can be any number stored in the test cases for but over here it is showing us 4, correct? But let's suppose n value is equals to 0. If we divide 32 by 0, it will become an invalid number, right? It will become an infinity. Infinite, right? Anything, any number which we are dividing by 0, it becomes infinite. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this infinite is also not a valid number, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So those are the conditions which we have to keep in mind while solving this particular question. So now I guess everyone can solve this question. At least you guys can try it. Yes or no?
तो डायरेक्ट भी तो हम लोग कर सकते हैं ना सर, ये कंसोल में ही हम लोग ये इसका वैल्यू प्रिंट आउट करवा दे मैट डॉट फ्लोर का.
In that case you will not actually checking those conditions, right? But यहाँ पे आप over here you guys need to check these conditions as well, right? These three conditions.
सर मैट डॉट फ्लोर क्या है?
Math.floor is a function
फंक्शन है, मेथड है उसका.
or method which returns any decimal number. Let's suppose 4.8 we are taking over here. It will return the first whole number towards its left hand side. So left hand side में अगर हम number line हम if we are considering a number line 0 1 2 3 4 5 and 4.8 will be around somewhere here, right? So what is the left hand side first whole number? Saurabh?
4.
4. तो ये 4 रिटर्न करेगा. That's what math.floor is.
This is only for writing.
This is only for writing. You have to use the method which is math.floor.
Okay.
So this floor value is in
ऐसे भी तो
everything.
कर सकते हैं सर कि इसमें खुद एक वेरिएबल मान के उसमें n डाल देंगे हम लोग और उसी से डिवीजन करवा ये कर देंगे गिवन.
Yeah, you can take that as well. If you are using the n value,
उसके बाद तीन कंडीशन मेंशन कर देंगे.
yes, that is what you have to do in this case.
फेल हो जाएंगे ना, लेकिन एंड कुछ भी हो सकता है.
नहीं
Yes,
कंडीशन वहाँ पे हम लोग
टेस्ट
लिखेंगे ना.
कंडीशन.
Okay. So we'll move forward. Total bill. Okay, so let's first understand the question. So before understanding the question, how many of you present over here? Let's suppose 304 students are present over here, right? How many of you have actually paid the electric bill? And or how many of you know how the electric bill is being generated in your home? As yes, per unit, right? Whatever the bill is being generated in your home, it is being calculated per unit, right? And if you see in your electricity bill, a slab is being mentioned in this way. Let's suppose if your unit is in within this range, you will be costed this amount of price. If your unit consumed is within this range, your amount cost of the unit is different, and for the other one is different. Yes or no? Everybody, I guess everybody is has seen their electricity bill. Yes or no?
Sir.
So this particular question is exactly similar to that one. How we are able to calculate? Let's suppose if we are getting 765 units, how we are calculating the price of it? Okay, so that's what the question is saying. Now let's suppose if our unit is generated, let's suppose we are taking 43 for example. Now what will be the price or the amount?
3 rupees per unit.
3 rupees per unit.
Plus
But
80.
yeah, but in the question, apart from the slab rates, a fixed
Plus
charge of
80.
rupees 80
Plus
is
80.
also added to
How
every
to
bill.
generate a code for this? I know कैसे बिल होता है, क्या होता है, पर कोड जनरेट करना नहीं पता इसका.
हाँ, तो इसीलिए तो मैं आया हूँ, right? That's why I'm asking you. I'm giving you the approach so that you will be able to generate the code. That is why we are taking this particular session. So you need to have some patience. Okay, so for now I'm muting everyone, and just raise your hand in case if you have any query or if you want to say something. Okay, I'll unmute you. Okay, so let's suppose we are having 43 units consumed. So it will become 43 into 3 as per the per unit price given over here. So what's the value of 43 into 3? 9129, I guess. Now, the total bill which will be generated is, in this 129, we will add 80 rupees, which is the fixed charge. So, the overall price will be 209 rupees of your total electricity bill generated for 43 units of electricity consumption. Okay, but let's suppose this is in the range of 0 to 50. But what if we are having 75 as our unit consumed? In this case, what we will be doing? Raise your hand or write down in the chat box. Okay.
Hello. Am I
Yeah, hello.
audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
So if the unit is 75, then 50 will become constant. We will take 50 as constant,
Yes.
and we will multiply 50 by 3, and the remaining unit, 75, will be minus by 50. So the remaining unit 15 will be multiplied by 5.
Yes, correct. So let's suppose this is the 75, right? So we will, as we know, for the starting 50 units, we have fixed price, which is 3. So we will subtract 50 from it, which is the fixed price of it, and we'll multiply 50 with 3. So its price will be 50 into 3 will be 150, plus what's the remaining unit from this? 25, right? And for those 25, it's 5 rupees per unit. Yes or no? So we'll multiply 5 with it. So what's 25 into 5? 125. Now 150 plus 125, what's the value? 275, right? Yes or no? Plus 80. Yes. This is the price for electricity unit consumed. But in this, we need to add 80 as well, right? The fixed charge, this one. So overall, your electricity bill will become 275 plus 80, which is equals to what? 5, 783, 5, 355. Okay, so now that goes for this particular, these two units. But let's suppose, what if we are having 161 units? We have consumed 161 units. In this case, what can we do? We'll divide this, right? We'll divide 161. In 161, we know for the first 50 units price. Yes or no? We know the first 50 unit price. Then we know the next 100 unit price as well. Plus 100 into 5. Now, what's the remaining value? 161 minus 50 minus 100, which is equals to 11. Now, the 11 units, whatever we are having remaining, it will be calculated into 10 rupees per unit. And we'll, at the end, we'll add 80 rupees, which is the fixed charge of it. Yeah, Dheeraj Kanike, do you want to say something?
No, sir. Actually, my approach is also same like what you said.
Okay. You can lower your hand then. Yes. Harpreet Singh. Yeah, we'll show that as well. So for this particular question, I'll be showing you the JS code and Python code as well. Okay, so you guys need to have patience when I'm showing you JS code, and you guys also have to need to have patience when I'm showing you the Python code of it. Is that clear? Everyone, write down in the chat box. Okay, so let's move on. Yes, Sakshi, do you want to say something?
Hello, am I audible?
Yes,
Sir,
you are.
how we have that another 100 after 50? How we are calculating that?
See, let's suppose ki we are having 161 units, right?
Hmm.
Now, in this 161, we know whatever units we are consuming within 0 to 50 units, it is 3 rupees per unit. Yes or no?
Unit. Yes.
Yes. So we'll
Hmm.
subtract 50 units from it. What
Hmm.
is the remaining one? Triple one.
Yes.
So from this triple one, we know whatever units which we are consuming within 51 to 150. This is 100, right?
Okay.
So we'll subtract 100 from it, and for this 100, we'll calculate into 5 rupees per unit.
Okay. I got it. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So let's move down to the solution of it. And if you see the hint carefully over here, it is also mentioning you if the n value is 0, in which slab 0 is lying within this slab, right? 0 to 50, the unit is 3 rupees per unit. So that's why we are multiplying the 0 value with 3 plus adding the 80 rupees, which is the fixed charge. Okay. So let me first do the JavaScript code, then we'll convert it into the Python code. Okay. Let me see if we are having the Python code over here as well or not. Yeah, we are having the Python code as well. Okay, so what is the first case which we need to do? We need to check whether the n value is 0 or not, right? Because n value can be anything. So we'll just give a condition first, or before that we'll take one bill variable with it, which will be equals to 0. Why? We need to calculate the bill of it. Now let's suppose we are taking one condition. If n equals to 0, in this case, what will be our bill value? If we are consuming 0 units, in this case, we don't need to multiply it with 30, right? We'll directly assign bill equals to, or bill plus equals to 80 rupees. Correct? But let's suppose there's another case. Else if the bill value or the unit which we have consumed is less than or equal to 50. In this case, what should we do? We need to add the bill value of it, means n into 3 plus 80 rupees, right? Yes or no? That's how we are doing this. If n is 5, we are multiplying 5 into 3, 95. Then we are adding 80 to it. Then let's suppose this is the range for the first slab which we have taken care of. But what about this one? What about what if we are having the values greater than 50, but we are having till 150 number? It can be anything within that. We need to give the condition for both the cases, right? It should be greater than 50 and it should be less than or equal to 150. Yes or no? Yes, Braj Mohan, do you want to say something? Write down in the chat box or raise your hand. Okay. Okay, so we'll give another condition over here, which will check for the second slab. Now, what is the second slab? Its units need to be greater than 51, right? So, if n value is greater than 50, and we need to check, we need to give the another condition as well, right? It should be strictly less than or equal to 150. Means our unit should be lying within this range. So, we'll use AND operator over here, and should be less than or equal to 150 units. In this case, what we are going to do? first we'll subtract 50 from this, right? So let's say we are taking bill value, we are adding first 50 into 3. Can you tell me why we are taking 50 into 3 over here at the first? Yes, Dheeraj Kanike, let me just unmute you.
So first we need
Yeah.
to calculate the first 50
Yeah,
units.
yeah, for the first
And
slab.
after,
Yeah,
and
for
after
the
we calculate the remaining.
yes, for the first slab we are taking 50 into 3 and then we'll calculate for the remaining units.
Yes,
So
sir.
now how we can calculate the remaining units? If we just do n minus 50 over here and we multiply it by 5, we'll get the remaining amount, remaining unit. Yes or no? So, and at the end, we'll add the fixed price, which is 80 rupees. Now, we have covered the second slab as well. Now, we need to figure out the logic for the last slab. We'll give the condition else if our n value is greater than 150. In this case, what do we need to do? We need to first calculate the bill value, right? Bill value for the first 50 unit, we'll take into 3. Then for the second 100 units, we'll multiply it by 5. And then for the remaining units, we'll subtract 150 from it and we'll multiply 10 to it. Then we'll take 80 rupees as the constant or the fixed price. Yes or no? Now, after these conditions, if we just console.log bill, we should be able to get the actual output. So let's see. 80, 95, 320, 1010. See, this is the actual, this is how we are supposed to generate the bills, right? So let's suppose I'm just submitting this code. Yeah, it got accepted. 6-line error mark because it is saying us to compare with 3 equals to instead of 2. Okay, but we can compare the values with the help of 2 equals to as well. Okay, so let me just change the language into Python. Then I'll, okay, so let me first complete it for the Python as well, then we'll show the dry run of it. Python 3, reset to get code template. Okay. Now in Python, how we can do it? In Python, we need to follow the indentation as well. So let's suppose we are taking bill value as 0. Then we need to give the same conditions. If n is equals to 0, in this case, our bill value will be plus equals to directly 80 rupees. Yes or no? Then elif will check if the n value is less than or equal to 50 or not. If it is the case, then what will be our bill value which will be generating? Bill plus equals to 80 rupees, which is the fixed charge, and we'll multiply n into 3 rupees. Yes or no? Then the other case for the other slab is n should be greater than 50 and n should be less than or equal to 150. Yes or no? Over here, we'll do bill plus equals to 80 rupees, which is the fixed charge, plus for the first slab, we'll multiply 50 into 3. And for the next slab, we'll directly do n minus 50. Then whatever units which we are having remaining, we'll multiply it by 5. Then for the last case, LA, n is greater than 150. In this case, we'll add bill plus equals to 80 rupees, which is the fixed charge, 50 into 3 for the first slab, then 100 into 5 for the next slab, and whatever the units which we are having remaining. So n minus 150 will multiply it by 10. Now, after this particular elif, we'll just simply print the bill value. Let's see the output. See, 80, 95, 320, 110. If we submit this code, it got accepted. Now, shall we do the dry run of it? Okay, so everyone can anyone tell me in the chat box, is my voice lagging or is it completely fine? Okay, 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 okay. Okay, so you just need to figure out this particular, if you see this particular test case, you just need to subtract the values. Okay. Okay, this is the Python code. And so no, you don't need to worry about it since the session is going to session is being recorded. You can always watch the recorded video on your course platform to see the output of it or to see the code of it. Okay. Now we'll move on to the different assignment, which is the strange pattern question. Okay, so let me just click on the reset to code template. Yeah, dry run is something for that question is you just have to minus the values. Let's suppose we are having 50 as the unit. You don't need to do anything. You just need to multiply it by 3 and add the 80 rupees. Let's suppose you are having 111. You need to subtract 50 from it first. And for this 50 unit, you need to multiply it by 30 or 3. Then what's the remaining value of it? 61, right? For this 61, you need to multiply it by 5. This is the dry run of it. You just need to subtract the values in order in the occurrence of the slab values. 50, then 51 to 150 is another value. Why 50? Sheikh, can you raise your hand? Okay, what are you trying to say, Sheikh?
So can you please once more explain y minus 50 and y minus 100?
So let's suppose कि we are having a bill generated 120 units we have consumed. We know for the first 50 units 0 to 50 we are having fixed price which is 30, which is 3 rupees. Yes or no?
Yes.
Check. Now since this 120 is greater than 50, right? That means we have already consumed these 50 units, then we are proceeding with the other units. So from this we will subtract the 50. So what's the value? 70, right? तो ये 70 के लिए for this 70 it will be having different price slab which is remaining in the range of 51 to 150.
Okay, sir, understood.
This 70 is lying within this range, right?
Understood, sir.
So that's why we are subtracting 50 from it, and for that 50 units we are multiplying by 3 to get the answer. Okay, so shall we proceed with this question, strange pattern? Everyone? Yes, Saurav, do you have something to say?
Sir, hello.
Yes, yes.
Sir, when we write code, there is a symbol come in one there will be straight symbol. What is this?
Which stretch symbol?
Sir, this code previous code.
Just give me a minute. In this one, which straight
Yes, sir.
line you are
Yes, one written and there is just something coming in it. And
this one?
yes, sir.
So that is the cursor.
So what?
This is the mouse pointer which which we use to write down the code.
So why it's coming? There's not semicolon, sir. This is the cursor.
Are you referring to this particular straight line which is blinking, right?
No, sir. So
Then
written one there ना one हाँ one के पास जो एक सिंबल एरो दिखाता है नहीं नीचे का वो क्या है?
that is, this is one function, right? This one is one function totally. So in order to minimize this function, that's why it is showing you an arrow. See, वो पूरा का पूरा function वो गायब हो गया.
तो उसमें वो रिकॉर्ड रहता है.
Yes, inside that the function is totally. Now if you see this, if you are able to see one arrow as well over here, that is for the if block. This is for the elif block. This is for the elif block once again. Same goes over here. Okay. Yeah. So we need to understand this question first. Saurav, you can mute yourself now. We need to print one pattern. We need to print one pattern which is backslash with the help of, means first thing first, we need to add the what we say, the addition or the plus operator or the plus symbol. Then we need to define it like this. Then again a plus symbol. Then, okay, is my voice lagging now? Okay. Then Dattaraj, please check your network connection. Okay, so in this question, what we are having is, we are having two inputs. Let's suppose 1 and 2. 1 is referring to the rows and 2 is referring to the columns. Okay, please. Okay, just give me a minute. Everyone, please turn off their videos, or okay, I guess only my video is turned on. I'll just, okay, then also someone is, okay. So guys, those who have turned on their camera, please, what we say, please turn off. We'll ask you to turn on once again. Okay, so now if you see carefully, we are having 1 as the row and 2 as the column, which is mentioned in the question. But this sample output is showing something different, right? यहाँ पे over here we are having 2 rows and 4 columns. We are not calculating this plus operator for now. We are only calculating this 1, 2, 3 and 4, right? Yes or no, everyone? Why? Because whatever value which we are having for for n and m, we are simply multiplying it by 2. So over here, column is 2. If we are multiplying it with 2, we are having 4 columns, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. For these plus operators, we can add at the start of the bag, and after completing the operations, we can add it at the end of the bag. Because this is the only first, we can add anything at the starting and we can add anything at the end as well, as everyone knows. But the main difference is how we will be able to know how many what we say, these slashes we need to print. So for that we need to write down the logic. Okay, so is it clear now that if we are having row as 1, means in the output we will be showing 2 rows. If we are having row as 3, in the output we'll show the row as 6 rows. Okay, so let me just explain it once again. In this particular question, it is trying us to say that we need to print this pattern enclosed within the plus operator and over here the values for row is given 1, but as you can see in this particular output, how many rows we are having? Faizan? 2 rows, right? So we'll do n into 2, which we are having 2 rows. This is the first row, this is the second row, and we will not consider this plus operator over here. Why? Because if we take any bag or any string values to store the values, we can simply add plus operator at the starting of it, and after completing the operations we can add anything at the end of it, right? Yes or no, Faizan? Yes. So we need to figure out the logic of these 4 columns. Yes or no? Yes. Now let's say over here the columns are also 5, also 4, but the value which is present over here in the m value is 2. So we'll multiply it with 2 over here. So which will become 4. So now as you can see, we are having 2 rows and 4 column, 1, 2, 3, 4. Correct? So now tell me, after seeing the question, let me just maximize my screen. Okay. Okay. So are you guys able to see this? Okay. I have maximized the screen in order to get the rows and columns of it. Okay. So what is the row number of it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, right? 6 rows. And if we calculate the columns as well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 columns. Okay. Now let's try to figure out the logic of it. Are you guys able to see something in the odd number rows? Okay. What's that? Right. Quickly write down in the chat box. Yes. Inverted V. Whenever we are encountering odd rows, we are giving the what we are adding inside the bag first. We are inside the forward slash, then we are adding the backward slash, right? Yes. But for the forward slash as well, in the odd row, for the odd column only, we are having forward slash, and for the even columns, we are having the backward slash, right? Yes or no? Everyone, are you able to see it clearly now? For the odd row, for odd column, we are having forward slash, and for the odd row, even column, we are having backward slash. Okay, I am repeating once again. Let me just clear all the drawings. Okay, so let's suppose everyone knows. Yeah, what about the plus value row is whenever we are taking one bag, at the start itself, we can add the plus operator inside that. Yes or no? Okay. And at the end, we can add this plus operator once again, so that we don't need to worry about the plus symbol, plus value operator. Okay, Anamika. So now let me just create the matrix for first row, 1, 1. Then Okay, now these are the coordinates of this particular output. Okay, this is 6, 8. Okay, now these are the coordinates of this particular output. We are not considering the plus symbol, so we are considering only this thing. Now if you see, and the sixth row, for the all odd rows, for the all odd rows, we are having the inverted V, right? Means we are starting with the forward slash, then ending with the backward slash. So in this position, we are having forward slash. In this position, we are having backward slash, right? In this manner, our output is being generated. Yes or no, everyone? Yes. Now, what you have to see is, in the odd column, what we are having? We are having the forward slash, right? So we can give a condition. If the j value is not divisible by 2, in this case, whatever variable which we are taking in order to store the values, in that we will add the forward slash, or in the else part, we'll add, if the number is not odd, that means it is an even number. In that case, we'll add the backward slash. And in order to check the backward slash, we need to take 2 backward slash. Are you able to see? For all the even columns, we are having only backward slashes. Only for the case of odd rows. Yes or no? But let's suppose over here, if we are changing the rows from odd to even, if we are changing the row from odd to even, what we are having? We are having the first as the backward slash, and then the second the forward slash, right? Yes or no, everyone? Okay. Yeah, Sakshi, you want to say something?
Just can you please repeat that odd rows and even column के लिए?
Yeah. Okay. So let's suppose over here in the odd row, this is the first row, right? As you can see, all the rows, all the columns are having 1 as the main input. Yes or no? These are the number of rows. These are the number of columns: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes or no, Sakshi? Yes. So I'll ask you to unmute. Just stay unmuted for this particular question.
Okay.
So over here, as we can see, for all the odd rows or all the odd columns in the odd row, this is the odd row, right? This particular is the odd row. I'll just write it down to get a more clarity. This one is the odd row.
Yes.
Yes. And in the odd row, for the odd columns, we are having forward slash, right? This is the odd columns. Yes or no?
Yes, yes.
And for all the even columns, we are having backward slashes.
Even columns.
Even.
Odd rows, but even columns.
Yes, odd rows but even columns, we are having backward slash.
Okay, okay.
We are having backward slash, so we can give the condition in order to check whether the column is even or odd. Yes or no? And on the basis of that, we can add the forward slash or the backward slash, whoever is satisfying the condition. Yes or no?
Yes, yes.
Yes. But in the even row, in this particular row, we are having what? We are having like this output, right? Yes or no?
Yes. Then
So
it will be opposite of that. No?
yes, then it will be opposite of the odd row. Means in the even row, whatever the columns which are odd, over there we'll add backward slash, and for the even columns we'll add the forward slash. Yeah, Keshav Singh, you want to say something?
Sir, if we add I plus j, then we can see if I plus j even then forward slash and forward slash it has backward slash.
What you are trying to say? If we are doing I plus j.
J.
Okay,
Then
so
we
let's
can
I plus j, and which value will be checking with it?
even or odd.
Even or odd. Okay, but over here, this is odd, this is even. Yes, we can also do that. Yes, Ani Yadav, you want to say something?
Hello, sir.
Yeah, hello.
सर लास्ट बिल क्वेश्चन पार्टली राइट दिखा रहा है सर.
But but in my question, it in my screen it got fully accepted, right? So there might be some kind of minor issue or minor mistakes which you have which you would have done. Okay, so
मैं
just check your code
अभी
once again.
क्वेश्चंस में पार्टली राइट दिखा रहा है तो जब बोल रहा हूँ
Okay,
अब में तो माइनर मिस्टेक नहीं हो सकती.
क्यों?
हाँ हो सकती है
माइनर मिस्टेक क्यों नहीं हो सकती?
हो सकती है देखता हूँ.
So okay. Okay, so yes, you guys are also correct. If we are add I plus j over here, this value is returning odd or even. So in the odd row, if we can calculate if the I plus j value is even, in that case, we will add the forward slash, or if the value is odd, we'll add the backward slash. So that's another way to do it. Okay, either you can give the condition for the odd rows, or you can add both the coordinates. Explain plus j. So let's suppose what are the coordinates of this? 1 plus 1, right? So I value is 1, j value is 1. If we calculate both the values, it is returning us even number, right? Which is 2. Same goes for this one. 1 plus 3, it is returning 4. Same goes for this one. 1 plus 5, it is giving us 6. So in this case, you can check if I plus j value is even. In that case, you can add forward slash. If it is odd, you can use backward slash. Yeah, Shreya, do you want to say something?
सर आई और जे की जगह हम ए एंड डी लिख सकते हैं या फिर ये फिक्स वैल्यू
हाँ,
है?
you can take any other values. You can take any other values. Since I am what we say, I am used to taking I and j, so that's why I am giving you an example in this format. Otherwise, you can take any other variables of your choice.
तो फिर वो कैसे डिफरेंशिएट करेंगे कि
Okay.
कौन सा रो के लिए कौन सा कॉलम के लिए?
So you can take R and C in order to differentiate between row and columns.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So let me just minimize the screen. Okay. Are you guys able to see the screen properly now? Shall we move ahead with the code? Okay, Vijay Nimar. Yeah. So let's start solving this. Yeah, let's go. Yeah. So what we need to do first is, first thing first, we need to update the values of n and m. So now what does n stands for? Yeah, so let me just complete it in JavaScript, then we'll move to the Python. Okay, it will be similar to the first question which we have solved in both the language. Okay, so now we'll take a row variable. Let's suppose row is equals to n into 2, where we will update the value of n. Similarly, for the column, we will update m into 2. Everyone understood now why we are taking n into 2 and m into 2? Yes or no? Yes. Yeah, Abhishek?
Hello, am I audible, sir?
Yeah, you are audible.
So why are you multiplying by 2, sir?
Okay, so can you tell me when have you joined the session?
Sir, currently actually net was disturbed, sir, due to electricity.
Okay, so are you able to see the difference over here, 1 and 2? 1 is
Yes.
stands for row, 2 stands for column. But how
Column.
many rows we are having over here?
It's 4, sir.
That is the column. We are having 2 rows, right?
Yeah.
This 1 and 2. But the value which we are taking for the column is 2, and we are having 4 columns over here.
4
So
columns.
that's why we are multiplying n into 2 and m into 2.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So let's begin. We'll start for the row first. For let I equals to 1, I should be less than equal to row value. Then we'll increment the I value. Now we need to take one back. Now we need to check if row is even or odd, right? Your video is lagging, so I'll just turn off my video. Is it fine now, or is it still lagging? Okay, now okay, right? Okay, so let me just change my network. Just give me a minute. Can anyone confirm, is it still lagging? No, right? We can proceed with this. Yeah. Okay. So let's begin. After we have taken the bag, we will check if the row is even or odd. So we'll give the condition. If our row divisible by 2 is not equal to 0, that means our particular row is an odd row. Yes or no? In this case, we'll take the for loop for the j. Will start for 1 and j will be less than or equal to the column value j plus plus. Now inside the j, what do we need to check? What do we need to check? We need to check whether the columns are odd or even, right? We'll check if the j value modulo 2 is not equal to 0, that means it is the odd column. In this case, inside the bag, we'll add the forward slash as per the question. Yes or no? And in the else part, if the column is even, we'll add backward slash. And in order to execute the backward slash, we'll use 2 backward slash. Okay. After completing this particular loop, inside the bag, we'll add the last plus operator. Now, shall we check the bag first? What we are getting as the bag answer? Bag, okay, console.log bag. Let's check the output first. Okay, console.log bag. It is running for the column and it is taking one extra space as well. Okay, I need to print it inside this. Now let's run the code. Yes. Why 2/? Because if we use only one backward slash, it will show us an runtime error, compile error. Why? Because bag invalid or unexpected token. So in order to access the backward slash, we need to use two backward slash at the same time. Or one is not considered as the division. Yeah, Dipesh, do you want to say something? Because that's already predefined.
Hello?
Because one backward slash is already predefined in the JavaScript or in the Python to break the lines. If you use backward slash n, it will break the lines. So that's why we can't use single backward slash at the same time. Yes, in backward slash is also used to escape. Yes, Dipesh?
सर ये बैक प्लस इक्वल टू जो प्लस किया है सर, इसको हम ये डायरेक्ट यहाँ भी कर सकते हैं ना, ये जहाँ पर अपन ने फॉरवर्ड स्लैश और बैकवर्ड स्लैश लगाया, एक बार इसके आगे एक बार इसके पीछे.
No, in that case it will show you an different output. I'll show that example as well. Let's suppose
Yes.
you are telling me to add the plus symbol over here.
Yes, sir.
And add the backward symbol, add the plus symbol over here as well. We'll comment this line out. Let's run the code. See, is this the expected output?
No, sir.
No, right? So that's why we are using the plus operator over here at the start and at the end of it. If we run the code now, okay. Even if we are taking 3 and 4, let's suppose we are taking 3 and 4 as the test cases. See, for all the odd rows, we are having the same output. We just need to write down the logic for the even rows. Yes or no? Yeah, Dattara, do you want to say something?
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, like you said, that forward slash is occupied, so we have to take two backward slash, right? So in case if we need another slash, so we have to mention three backward slash. Like it is all already occupied two backward slash, right? If it
Means you
is
want to say that what if we want to print two backward slash at the same time, right?
yes, yes,
So, and you are telling me if we add three backward slash over here, it will also show us the error. So in order to add another backward slash, we
okay,
just need to write down like this. So
okay.
this will give us two backward slash at the same time.
Yeah, okay, so thank you, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, Arpit, do you want to say something?
Yes, sir. Sir, sometimes is the problem, sir, where we need to take this as console.log, like, yes, sir.
Okay, okay, see, let's suppose we are using nested loops over here, right? And we need to print each and every row. Once we are completing one row, we need to print the output. Another row, we need to print the output. In that
Yes.
case, we need to take the bag inside the loop. Why? Because if you are taking it outside the loop, I'll show you an example of it.
Yes.
Let's say I have taken this outside the loop, right? If I run the code, see, what's my
Yes.
output?
Yes, sir.
I am
like
getting the output. I am getting the correct output, but it is not.
repeated
It is
manner, sir.
it is in a repeated manner. So
Yeah.
in order to not face this issue, we declare the bag variable inside the loop. Now you were asking like why where we have to use the console.log. Okay.
Yes.
So let's suppose I am not using console.log inside the for loop. Okay, what I have done. Yeah. we are not we are using console.log inside the for loop. So for now I have came outside the outer loop, right?
Yes.
Let's console log. See, bag is not
Yeah,
defined
yeah, right.
because bag is something which you have taken inside the for loop, right?
Mhm. Got it.
Yeah. Yes, Jagdish.
Yes, sir. Hello,
Yes.
sir.
Yeah.
Like in else part, bag,
Yes.
if we need to put two backward shards, means we
Yeah.
can put four backward shards in one string itself, sir.
You can try that by yourself. Yeah, we can add. So it will print. I guess in my case it will print two backward slashes, or it is not printing. Yeah, it is printing two backward slashes. So in order to get one backward slash, you need to write two backward slash, because one backward slash is predefined in the JavaScript or in
Sir,
the
if
Python
you
as
in if condition, what if we put even numbers like I percentage 2 double equals to 0?
well. Okay, so that is something which we will be writing in the else part of this particular if block, right?
Like
This particular if I not equals to 2 equal I modulo 2 not equals to 0 is something which we have done for the only odd rows. We haven't come to the even rows now.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Sir, like
In the
console.log, I have a doubt
yes.
in that. Like
Yes.
we are printing console.log inside the row loop, right, sir?
Yes.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we'll just copy this particular for loop. We'll paste it over here. Yes, Rajan Gupta, do you want to say something? And
Yes, sir.
we just need to change it to even, and we'll get our output. Let's run the code now. Yeah. Yeah, Rajan. Yeah, go
Sir,
on.
I have solved this question in different approach. Only one test case is not passed. Can I share my screen?
See, currently I'm explaining something, right? If
Okay.
you directly ask in the middle of it, right, you will be sharing the screen. It will break the overall flow of the 304 students as well and my flow as well, right?
Sir, I have the problem in the same question. That's why I asked.
Yeah, so that's why. But I am in the middle of explaining this particular question, right?
Okay, okay,
You could have asked this in the last of the session.
okay.
Yeah. Okay. So now everyone got the logic. Like for the odd rows, we have done something like this. अभी आपने कहा क्या means I have just copied this code and pasted it. I just changed the condition of over here, because over here what we needed is for all the odd rows we needed the forward slash, right? Yes or no? In the odd row, for the odd column we needed the forward slash, but in the what we say in the even row for odd columns we need the backward slash, right? So that's what we have done. If the column is even, we are adding forward slash. If the column is odd, we are adding the forward slash. Now if we just submit this code, got accepted. So that's how JavaScript will do. Now we'll change to the Python. Okay. Yeah. So in the Python as well, we'll take two variable. One for the row and one for the column as well. Row equals to n into 2. Same. Column equals to m into 2. Now, what we need to do? We need to start the range, right? We need to start the loop for I in range 1 till row plus 1, right? Yes or no? This is how we take the loop in the JavaScript in the Python. Yes. Now we'll take one bag. We'll take another range, or we'll give the condition if the I modulo 2 is not equal to 0. In this case, we'll run a for loop for j in range 1 column plus 1. We'll check the condition for the j. If j modulo 2 is not equal to 0, see, Deepesh, this is something which Python students will know. In range means it will start from this particular point and it will go row plus 1 less than row plus 1. Okay. So if we are taking row plus 1 means it will run the loop till row itself. Okay. You don't need to worry about it, Deepesh. If the j is modulo 2, in that case, okay, we need to add the plus symbol. In this case, we need to do back plus equals to forward slash, right? Else, in the back, we need to add backward slash. After completion of this, we need to add the plus operator, and after this, we'll just print the back. Yes or no? Now, if you want to else part, we'll just copy this code, Control C. We'll paste it over here. I guess this should work, right? Let's try running the code. Okay, yeah, I need to change the condition over here. Run the code. Yeah, it is working for the Python as well. Let's try submitting. Yeah, so Python student can refer to this code. Understood? Yes, Jagdish?
Hello, sir.
Yeah, hello.
For that code, what if we put outside for print statement in I loop, inside the I loop for row?
Inside the I loop means you want to say not inside this particular for loop. After
J not
we are
after J loop, we will J loop closed. After we can put in I loop inside the I loop.
okay, so you want to say that we will not print it over here. After the if and else condition is getting satisfied, we'll print it inside the for loop over here, right?
Yes, sir.
You can check those things by trying out yourself, right? These are the experiments which you have to do. Okay. Now, if we submit it, we'll get the same output. Why? Because this print back will only execute if this particular condition is getting satisfied.
Okay, sir. Understood.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So with this, I'll stop my screen sharing, turn on my cam, and yes, if you guys are having any questions, you guys can ask now. Then we'll take some questions from the edge cases and test cases. Yeah, Rajan. Okay, I haven't allowed all of you to, okay, mute all.
Sir, now can
Yeah, you can unmute yourself now.
Sir, now can I share my screen?
Okay, just give me a minute. Yeah, go and share your screen quickly. Yeah, in the meanwhile, Shreya, Sunny, what do you want to say?
Let me speak, sir.
ओके सर,
Yeah,
सबसे
Shreya.
जो मुझे प्रॉब्लम आती है ना पैटर्न ड्रॉ करने में, पैटर्न बनाने में, वो ये आती है कि समटाइम अगर मैं बैग यूज नहीं करता, है ना, बैग यूज नहीं करता, तो वो ना जो मेरा कोड होता है वो रन परफेक्ट करता है, बट वर्टिकली करता है, और मुझे हॉरिजॉन्टली करने का कुछ सोल्यूशन मिल नहीं रहा विदाउट यूजिंग बैग।
So you can use that process std out dot right.
Which sir?
If you
Which
don't
one?
want to use back. In JavaScript, there is one statement process.stdout.write. If you use that particular statement, you won't be need to take back again and again.
Sir, can you
Then
see
my
my
output will
screen?
okay. Then my output will be shown horizontally.
Yes. Okay,
Okay.
so what you have, yeah, Shreya, just give me a minute. I'll explain the rules of the curly braces. So let rest equals to, you are taking if I modulo 2 is equals to 0 and j equals to 0. In that case, you are adding 1 and 2. And if j equals to m minus 1, you are doing that. Else if,
Sir,
okay,
one test case is not first. That's why I asked.
okay, can you show me that test case?
Okay. That one.
This one, right? Because
Yes.
see, in the end, you are not printing the addition operator.
In the ending, I have a print just like you say a minus 1 will be.
Yeah, Grand Prakash, if you don't have any doubt, you can leave. So see, if you are taking it over here, then it will give you the error. So what I would suggest is in the rest at line number 5, just add the addition symbol, and after completing all the if conditions, after the for loop, inner for loop, right before printing the rest, just add another plus operator into the rest.
That's the different approach. In this approach will be what should I have greater to pass this
Yeah, so
test
for this,
cases.
see, for this, I have to first go through your code, right? We need to see, check the dry run of it. Have you done the dry run of your code?
Yes, yes, I have dry run, but I have gave the input 5 or 1. Then I have output will be 5. Then should I have returned plus slash forward slash backward slash and plus. Then I will be go through this and printing this all, and rest will be else part. So only print this line and rest will be not printing, and missing only the last part of plus. So what should I have do? I didn't know. That's
Okay, so I'll have to do the dry run of your code. So do one thing. After this session, just share the code with me.
okay.
I'll look into it. Okay.
Sir, repeat the code which you tell to the Sunny to
Which one?
Sir, he's talking about
to
process dot sub out
Okay,
dot
process
right.
process dot std. I'm writing in the chat box. So in order to print it in horizontally for the JavaScript student, process.stdout.write, whatever you are writing within this particular bracket, it will give you the output in horizontal line. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I have one question over here, that what is the specification or what's the rule of the curly braces in JavaScript, right? So let me just convert it into JavaScript code. So now let's say I'm just copying my code from here in JavaScript. Okay. Yeah, this one. This is Python. This is JavaScript. Control V. So now, Shreya, can you unmute yourself?
Yes.
Yeah. So you are having the doubts like why exactly we are using the curly braces, right? And what's the specific role of it, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. So let's suppose ki whatever we are doing over here is, okay, just give me a minute. Let's suppose if we are not taking the respective for loops. So for loop curly braces is starting from here and ending at here, right? So your compiler will understand whatever you have written inside this particular two blocks, two curly braces, will come inside this single for loop itself. If you are removing this thing, it will give you an error at the endpoint like unrecoverable syntax error 100% scan. If you run the code now, it will give you an runtime error or compile error like expected one bracket, like see unexpected and end of input. Okay, so curly braces mentions like these particular codes are within the block. Now if you see carefully this if condition, whatever we have written over here comes inside this condition, right? So this particular set of code will only execute if this condition is getting true. That's the main thing behind the curly braces, which defines the block of code within JavaScript.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, Sakshi, you can unmute yourself.
Sir, I have the doubt in the division task. Can I share my screen?
Division task. Okay, for now we'll see the test cases and edge cases. You can after this session you can reach out to your IA. He will surely help you out. Okay, division test means that particular question in the
सर नहीं, एक छोटा सा ही
what we say.
डाउट है उसमें कि अगर मैं उसमें x की वैल्यू लेस देन 0 ले लेती हूँ तो वो माइनस प्रिंट करेगा, just like we are taking n equals to 0, then we are returning the value.
हाँ
So if I'm taking x is less than 0, then also it's a minus integer, na? So
yeah,
it's
then
not
also it is
passing.
not minus integer, it will be
So
considered
sir,
as invalid number or invalid yeah. So in that case also you need to print -1.
so that's partial accepting, actually not accepting fully.
Okay, so after this particular session, just reach out to your IA. He will surely help you out. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll just show you one particular example for these test cases and edge cases. After that, you have to figure out yourself. Okay. Is that clear with everyone? How to do this? How you are supposed to be doing this?
According to question, sir. Hello.
Yes.
According to question, we have to calculate area of a triangle by the formula, which is given also provided in the question. So
Yes.
we can assign a variable of area, and
Yes.
we will multiply base into height and divided by 2. It will
Okay.
give
Okay.
the area.
I'll show you how we can solve this. Okay. So let me just open my VS Code now. Let's suppose, yes.
So first you can please tell me the difference between test case and edge case. What is the
Okay,
difference?
so yeah, test cases are something where your input values are different. Okay, see if we can see carefully over here, your input values are different, right? Yes or no?
Yes,
Whoever
sir.
was saying it, Sunny?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Now, what are the edge cases? Edge cases are something where your values are something which is not acceptable. Like what happens if one or both variables are 0? The output should be 0, as this will represent the triangle with no area. Means test cases means the value can be anything, but edge cases means your as per the input, if the values are something like this, then your output should be this one. That's the edge case. या अगर हमने ये वैल्यू दिया तो इसका आउटपुट हमें ये आएगा जो कि एक्सेप्टेबल नहीं है. So those are the edge cases which you have to think of.
एज केसेस का मतलब ये बोल सकते हैं कि एक्सपेक्टेड वैल्यू पहले से ही हमने सोच रखा हो.
So sir, in assignment, we need to show test case and edge cases both.
That's what I'm showing you, right? If you guys give me time, then I'll show you, right? Okay, you guys can stay on mute now. So I'll just copy this particular line, Control C, and we'll move over here, Control V.
So
Okay,
it's
so over
showing.
here,
So not visible. It's a whiteboard like.
Yes, sir, not visible.
okay, that's because Shivam Pal is sharing his screen. Guys, don't share your screen. Yeah, are you guys able to see the screen now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, everyone? Okay, so this is the question which we are having, right? We need to calculate with the help of using formula, whatever the formula is. We'll take first the base value. Let's say I'm showing it in JavaScript so that JavaScript students and Python students, both of you can understand it very easily. Okay, you just need to take the variables on your own. So I'm just saying, let's say what we need to do. And what's the formula for calculating the area of triangle? Base into height by 2, right? Yeah, so let's take the base value. Base equals to, let's suppose we are taking 10.
ये टेस्ट केस
Let,
वाला है सर.
I haven't seen the test cases. I'm just randomly taking the input.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, got it.
This is the imaginary value which I am taking. Okay, so if you are trying to say that this is the test case, then let's change the value to 25 or something and height to around 50. Okay, this is not in the test cases, right? Okay, now what's the area of triangle? Let area equals to what we say?
Half into base into height.
Base into height by 2. Correct? Now if you run the particular code, practice node problem1.js. Okay, I'm not consoling the area. Console.log area. 625 is the area of what we say of the triangle which we have. Okay, now this is the imaginary case. So over here, what you have to do is you just need a commented line for values 50, 25 and 50 for base and height. The output is what we say 625. Like this, you just have to write down the output. Now what's the test cases? We need to update the values. This is the same code which we have written, right? We will not update the code, we'll just update the values of it. Now what's the test cases? 10 and 5, right? 10 and 5. I'll just clear it. Output is 25, right? And over here the expected output is also 25. So just write in the commented lines, same here, copy this particular line, paste it and update the values. For 10 and 5, we are having the output as 25. Like this, you need to just update the values and write down the expected values, whatever you are receiving on your screen. Okay, now that covers the test cases part. Now in the edge cases part, what happens if one or both variables are 0? Now we need to check over here if our base value is equals to 0 or our height value is equals to 0. In this case, we'll just print, or what we say, what do we need to do in this case? In this case, the output should be 0. Okay, so output should be 0. In order to do that, yeah, we'll just calculate this thing inside this, Control C, Control V, and over here we'll just assign the area as 0, because no matter what we do, area will be 0 if any one of the or both of the values are 0. Yes or no? Anything, any number multiplied by 0 or dividing it will obtain you the 0 value. Yes or no? So in this case, the area will be 0. And in the else part, you just need to paste this, Control C, Control V. That's it. It is this covers the first edge cases as well. Now you need to check what if the negative variables are entered. Maximize your screen, okay? Yeah. So this is how you have to give the edge cases as well. Yeah, Deepesh, do you want to say something?
यस सर.
Okay.
सर जैसे अभी इसमें हम वो टर्मिनल में सर जैसे एंटर इनपुट करते थे ना सर, एक मतलब इसमें ऐसा कर सकते हैं कि सर हम हाइट और वेट की वैल्यू मतलब हम खुद एंटर करें और अपने आप रिजल्ट आ जाए उसमें टर्मिनल में.
हाँ, you can do that.
तो उसके लिए सर वो प्रॉम्प्ट यूज करना पड़ेगा, ये किस तरीके से होता है सर?
Yeah, you have to use the prompt for that, and that is something which is already been shared to you, I guess.
ओके सर, थैंक यू.
Yeah. So, okay, everyone, that's why I was muting everyone. Okay. So with this, I guess we can end the session. Yeah, before we end the session, there's something which I need to share with all of you. Since on this Monday, you guys are having your evaluation. Yeah, Pooja.
First evaluation.
Yes, first evaluation.
सर जो अभी
Yeah,
आपने
Pooja.
आपने बताया जो उसमें जो तीनों अलग अलग टेस्ट केसेस दिया हुआ है उनको सॉल्व करना, उसके बाद उसके एज केसेस के अकॉर्डिंग फिर उसको फॉलो करना, सबका अलग अलग वे में ना करना है.
हाँ, तो उसका एक ही कोड आप लिखोगे जिसमें
या
टेस्ट केसेस का अलग अलग वैल्यूज आप सिर्फ अपडेट
हाँ.
करोगे और जो आउटपुट रहेगा उसे आपको लिखना है वहां पे.
ओके ओके सर, थैंक यू.
Yeah.
Sir, age cases will have to put the conditions only.
Yes, yes. Okay, so let me just share my whiteboard. I need to explain something to you guys. Okay. So let's suppose most of you guys means whenever I was a student in my high school as well, I was facing this issue. So that's why I'm explaining you. Okay, let's suppose during your evaluation will be of 90 minutes. Okay, this will be of all the evaluations will be of 90 minutes. Yes, we have to write the comments. Okay, guys, please. Yeah. Okay, 90 minutes. In your, you will be having PBS evaluation and the coding evaluation, 2 evaluations. Okay, that's what I'm explaining. Have some patience. Okay. Now, after this 90 minutes, what these evaluations, okay, I'll just stop the recording of it or let it be in the recording. So 90 minutes, what you guys have to do is, no matter whatever set of questions which you will be receiving, let's suppose you have received 6 questions. Okay, so for each question, divide 15 minutes each. Follow the 15-minute rule. Okay, within this 15 minute, give 2 to 3 minutes in order to understand the question very well. Then 2 minutes in order to get the logic from the sample input and output, how the input is getting converted into output, figure out the logic in that. And for the 5 to 7 minute next, write down the codes of it. Then the last 3 minutes, review your code Do you have any kind of mistake which you are doing, any kind of spelling mistake in the outputs or something like that? If you follow this thing, and let's suppose by chance, if you are not able to get your solve this particular question within this assigned 15 minutes, you can move on to the next question. Okay, and the reason why I am telling you this, because if you invest more amount of time in a single particular question, if you are not able to solve that, you will get more impatience that, like, no, this is the simple question, I need to solve it no matter how, and you will unconsciously you will give this particular question around 30 to 45 minutes for only this single question. Now for the remaining 5 questions, you will have only 45 questions remaining. Yes or no? So that's why I'm saying make a 15 minutes rule for each and every question. Solve it in within that time period. If you are not able to solve, move on to the next question. If you are able to solve the second question within 10 minutes, then for that 5 minutes you can invest it on the first question as well. Okay. Yes, you can do. You can use pen and paper in order to do the dry run of your codes. Okay, and let me just stop my screen sharing.